How poetic would it be if Melania Trump held the key to the Epstein files that could expose the Donald once and for all, and she accidentally turned that key and Trumpty Dumpty had a great fall? We just took one big step in that direction as one of the biggest Epstein whistleblowers just released a video that you have to see, a video they do not want you to see, and I have it all for you next. The Trumps are very well known for using lawfare to intimidate and silence their accusers, and they're doing it again with the Epstein files. But this time their move is blowing up in their faces. Have a look at this report for the latest context, and on the other side I'll have the whistleblower who basically sings "I won't back down" on video and shares a delightfully devious plan to use some legal judo of his own to extract more Epstein details.
So there's another story popping out there, and it involves the First Lady and it involves Hunter Biden. So apparently Hunter Biden was talking, and he suggested that Epstein is the one who introduced Melania and Donald Trump to one another here in New York City. And they say this is not true. We met in 1998 at a Fashion Week party in New York City. Here's the statement on behalf of the lawyer for the First Lady. Failure to comply. She wants him to retract the statement, okay? Failure to comply will leave Mrs. Trump in no choice but to pursue any and all legal rights and remedies available to her to recover the overwhelming financial and reputational harm that you have caused her to suffer. They call this extremely salacious. Retract it now.
Well, there's in the notice letter they said they'll be seeking $1 billion. The fact is that the First Lady has succeeded in getting multiple news outlets to retract this story. They really go after the source, this author named Wolf, who's been repeatedly challenged in terms of the accuracy of things that he has written about the Trump family, the Trump administration.
Michael Wolff is the author to whom you are referring, who got into some deep water during Trump 1.0. We'll see if the pursuit continues. My guess is yes.
His guess is yes, and so is my hope. And so is the hope of the author they spoke of, Michael Wolff. Have a look at the video he posted last night that not only welcomes lawfare with the Trumps, but he lays out his strategy on how he'll make Melania and Donald regret it while exposing the truth about Epstein.
I'm Michael Wolff. I've written 4 books about Donald Trump. And also before his death, I extensively interviewed Jeffrey Epstein, not least of all about his relationship with Donald Trump. I've spoken publicly about aspects of those interviews, including the things Epstein said about his relationship with both Donald Trump and Melania Trump. Several days ago, I was notified by lawyers for the First Lady that they intend to sue me for $1 billion for some of those statements. Now, they've threatened and sued other people for related statements about Melania Trump's relationship with Epstein. These are called slap suits. They may have no hope whatsoever of proving defamation, but these suits are filed anyway, or these suits are threatened to intimidate people from talking about this exact subject. I can't live like that. In fact, to be perfectly honest, I'd like nothing better than to get Donald Trump and Melania Trump under oath in front of a court reporter and actually find out all of the details of their relationship with Epstein. Turning the tables on the Trumps and refusing to acquiesce to them. Last night, my lawyers went into court in New York and asked for a declaratory judgment. In other words, we will have subpoena power to call witnesses and to find out exactly what the relationship between Epstein and the Trumps was. Now, this is going to be an expensive effort, and I'm going to reach out and for everyone's support. But I think that this is going to be also a very fruitful way to finally open this dark curtain and find out what Donald Trump, Melania Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein were doing together.
If you're like me, your frustration continues to grow over the lack of any meaningful resistance to Trump's corruption and chaos within our government. So I appreciate citizens like Wolf who are risking everything to shine a light on the darkness, because action like Wolf's is contagious. If you remember the Me Too movement, there was a tipping point after the first person stepped forward and took the slings and arrows. And Wolf has definitely painted a target on his back. But he isn't just fighting for himself. He's setting the tone for activists, journalists, and victims with stories to share. When people stand together, the truth comes out, power shifts, and accountability happens. So Melania, please keep turning that key so Wolf can walk through the door and bring others with him.